Right, hiya guys, got something special here for you for all you zombie fans. Obviously you'll have seen all me DayZ videos on my channel, and right here we have Mr. Dean Hall, the creator of DayZ. Hiya Dean, do you want to give us a bit of backstory, mate, about your game, about you?
So I'm Dean Hall, I'm project lead on DayZ. So DayZ is an open world zombie survival mod for Arma 2 and multiplayer.
Cool. So how did you first come up with the idea?
Well, I guess the core part of the idea came when I was on survival training in Brunei when I was in the army, and I wanted, I was really interested in the survival type, genre, and also dealing with games that bring out emotions and authentic type thinking.
Yeah, that's one thing it definitely does for me. I mean, I love playing multiplayer with me pals, but at the same time, I love playing single player just as much because of the fear and the dread you get when you're playing. Like for me personally, if I play like a 2-hour session by myself, when I finish, I feel like I've got to go and play another game to unwind because I don't feel like I've played a game. I feel like I've spent 2 hours literally trying to survive in real life, if you know what I'm saying. So, what's been your highest point so far about making DayZ?
I think probably the community involvement, like having something that people really get passionate about, both angry and supportive. I think that's just incredibly rewarding. Like there's nothing that can really reward that much to make something that people get really passionate about.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything can really replace that.
Cool. So what would you say has been your lowest point so far? If you had one.
Oh, there's plenty. I guess probably the loss of control of the vision. Like that, it's very difficult to make change at the moment because there's so many people interested in it.
Yeah.
And change carries with it so much risk. So it's just unfortunate that the experiment couldn't just continue that a little longer with that.
Yeah. So you've had to kind of like give up your perfect idea of it to try and incorporate other people's ideas as well.
Well, it's more that I've had to slow down the development.
Got you.
Because previously I could do like 2 or 3 builds a day, and there was only 5 or 6 people playing it, my close friends, so it was very easy to manage that. Now, so much of the time has to be spent managing and dealing with issues that are on a very large scale, and so that reduces the time that can be spent.
Of course, yeah. Is that obviously a bit of, because the game has exploded so quickly, if it had been caught on a little bit slower, you would have had more time to make these versions quicker rather than having to bring out bigger versions every time, and obviously in a slower fashion.
Yeah.
But obviously, so you've been a bit of the fame of the game has kind of hindered you in a little way because it's exploded so quickly.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not a bad problem.
Of course, it's definitely not. The more people who see and hear about your game, obviously, the better.
Because I thought about that at one point when it was really starting to pick up, was, okay, maybe we should put the brakes on everything and just go back into seclusion and develop it. But I'm glad we continued on because I think we learned a lot in terms of direction and things we needed to change and fix and deal with in terms of capacity that had some pretty fundamental.
Definitely. I mean, you might have come across problems later on down the line with those things, but you've come across them now, so it's kind of already out the road, which is really good. Yeah, definitely. So, is there anything you've got planned in the short term that we haven't seen yet for DayZ?
Well, obviously people have talked about dogs, so we want to
awesome.
I think expanding the group play options is something we're going to try and do in the short term, but it's a bit difficult. I think probably just more optimization and fixing particularly zombie behavior, pathfinding, all that kind of stuff. Once we get that nailed, then we can explore the easier stuff to do. We'll pick the hard stuff now, like zombie pathfinding and that kind of stuff.
Cool. So I've had a quick look as well of the systems you've got here on demo, and I've noticed it's a different island or a bespoke island you've had running on one of the systems.
We were running Utas, which is a smaller island.
Oh, yeah.
But we've switched back to Chinaris for the moment.
So you're going to have plans in there to play DayZ on loads of different islands that are available in Arma 2 and Arma?
We can easily do it, but I think probably avoiding the difficulty of it at this stage is probably preferable. So we know we can do it. So again, it's kind of, we're definitely at that point where we need to experiment and also fix and focus on the key bugs. So
cool.
Rather than adding content and like we do add a little bit of content, but really the main focus is on fixing the bugs.
Fixing existing content,
and adding in the features,
Cool. Well, it's been absolutely great to meet you, Dean. Thank you very much for your time. I'm absolutely loving playing DayZ at the minute, and I'm sure I will for many years to come. And we'll look forward to your future endeavours as well. Thank you very much.
Cool. Thanks.